Dear Andy, Greta and Trygve, dear guests and fellow members of the English-speaking congregation, on behalf of BELG, you have heard the name already several times, the Federation of Evangelical Lutheran Churches in Switzerland and Liechtenstein, I am happy to convey to you, Andy, and your family the best wishes of all the member congregations of BELG in this special worship service of your installation. You have come to serve a vibrant and diverse congregation. Congregations can vary tremendously in their forms of worship and communal life. Earlier on, we heard from the fellowship of the first believers from the book of Acts. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and fellowship and to prayers. Awe came upon everyone because many wonders and signs were being done by the apostles day by day. As they spent much time together in the temple, they broke bread, praising God and having the goodwill of all the people. This sounds quite a bit like paradise, doesn't it? I would like to have visited them at least for one day. Since then, almost 2,000 years have passed, years of what has now become church history, where more separation took place than growing together. At times, it seems unavoidable to split up rather than to stay together. Fortunately, we are living at a time where continuous efforts are undertaken to focus on what different churches and denominations have in common, instead of pointing out the differences or determining what or who is right or wrong. I think that this congregation, in its diversity of backgrounds, is a wonderful example of practicing faith on the basis of what unites us. This is also what we try in BELG, which started as a federation of Lutheran churches of German origin. Today there are bi- and even trilingual and even more lingual ecumenical worship services taking place in the whole of Switzerland. In BELG, we work on preparing the common ground so that the differences in language, culture, and especially tradition are on the one hand respected and on the other hand becoming less important. Andy, you will hear quite a lot about the differences between the French-speaking part of Switzerland, where we are living, and the German-speaking region, the so-called Röstigraben. Traditional differences can also sometimes be felt in our Federation of Lutheran Churches, and we can contribute in our own ways to overcome them. Through BELG, this congregation is also a member of the Lutheran World Federation and of the Community of Protestant Churches in Europe. At present, we are undertaking strong efforts to really become what our name implies already, a federation of all Lutherans in Switzerland, open for collaboration with churches from other denominations, because being Lutheran is also being ecumenical. And to begin with, I invite you to join the Council of Pastors, where you will meet with fellow colleagues for exchange and support, and can start knitting your own net of contact and support. Welcome to Geneva, to our congregation. God bless you, your ministry, your family, and all of us.
Andy, in the name of the Lutheran Church of Bern, we welcome you in Geneva and in Switzerland. We hope that we will have a good collaborations between the congregations. I think we are small in number, so we have to work together, and I hope this will be good in the congregation and in the Berg, in the pastors' congregation. God bless you and your work.
Sisters and brothers, we've received a greeting from our former pastor, Luz Marina Campos Garcia from Rio de Janeiro. She writes, "Dear Pastor Andy Willis, you're becoming the pastor of an impressive community and parish. Impressive in different ways: loving, caring, compassionate, devoted to justice, creative, present, and deeply diverse. They will love you and embrace you, Greta and Trygve, as they have loved and embraced Fico and me, Stephen and Becky. I pray for you, your family, the English-speaking community, and the whole parish as you continue to journey together. May the gentle wind bearing mercy and grace blow over you today and in the years to come. Yours in faith, Pastor Luz."
En tant que président de l'Église luthérienne malgache, ici en Suisse, pasteur Willis, bienvenue en Suisse. Merci de nous faire participer à votre culte de mise en place ici à Genève. Nous aurons l'occasion sûrement de partager plus ensemble pour l'avenir, pour suivre notre Dieu, pour suivre Christ Jésus. Nous vous souhaitons plein succès dans vos tâches, vous et votre famille, et que Dieu vous bénisse et vous bénisse tous. Amen.
I'm the former president of the Association of International Churches in Europe and the Middle East. Andy is installed today, and he's leaving town tomorrow to attend his first meeting of the Association of International Churches in Europe and the Middle East. We were a founding member of that organization that brings together pastors and their spouses from Madrid to Moscow, from Stavanger to Cairo, from Jerusalem to Geneva. And Andy, you are in for a treat to meet these fellow colleagues and to learn from them. They meet this year in Berlin. The American Church in Berlin is hosting them, and they will be traveling to Wittenberg and throughout Lutherland, which Trygve should understand is not an amusement park, but is a part of our history. This congregation hosted that conference, I think, in 1992. Do you recall, Terry? You were one of the speakers at that conference. And I would hope you would bring an invitation to them to meet here in Geneva again in the near future, when Martin Junge and others could be resource people to speak to them and welcome them. So on behalf of the association, welcome to Europe.
Dear Andy, I think this congregation, when it comes to its composition, is a bit like the LWF in small. When it comes to its diversity, its many people, its many cultures. And of course, as it has been said already, the question will come up again and again: what is it that holds us together as we journey together in faith? I hope very much that that very message, that there is only what God does, that it is not because of who we are and what we do, but it is because of who God is and what God does, that freedom is given to us, freedom to serve, freedom to connect, freedom to include, freedom to journey together in faith. Let this congregation and let you be the pastor who supports in exploring every day anew what it means that God does, not us. Let this be a space, a place where we grow together in faith, And I wish you, and in the name of the LWF, the Lutheran World Federation, God's blessing in your ministry here in Geneva.